On this episode, Recovery Acres.
Oh, young fella.
What do you figure, buddy? I came here because it's time to turn my life around.
Welcome to Sherwood Dodge Road to Hope. I'm your host, Bianca Jade. On this episode, we are in Edmonton, as we're about to take a very personal look into the stages of recovery. As we go inside Recovery Acres, the men there were brave and open with us as they shared their personal stories of transitioning back into society.
It's not just a matter of giving up whatever drug or alcohol you were using. It's a matter of finding a new way to live.
When they first arrive here, they're lost. They feel anxious, they feel emotional. So let's start with an emotional check-in where we're at. That's why we start with pre-group. It gives them a break to breathe, because we talk about breathing and relaxing and resting before they jump into something.
I came here about April the 19th. And previous to that, I was in the Spady Center detoxing and the Royal Alex Hospital. My son's gonna come in. All right. I had to retire because of my health, which was my biggest downfall, because all of a sudden I was retired and I had, you know, a moderate amount of money and lots of time. So it didn't take very long before I was in trouble. You know, they do the same module over and over and over again. And so you can jump in at any time in that group of modules. And when you've done your 8th one, then you're ready to grad. People are coming and going constantly, you know, like gradding out of here. They're pretty successful that way.
Yeah, and that's why you guys are here today and sitting in these chairs, is that you know that you don't have to do it alone anymore.
A guy in a meeting I was at the other night said the funniest thing. He said, "You newcomers sitting over there against the wall," he said, "you think you're here so we can help you." He said, "No," he said, "you're here so you can help us." Okay? Because it makes us remember where we came from. So when I see the new people walking in here, I know what they're going through, and I, you know, try to make them feel at home. So, young fella.
What do you figure, buddy? I work the rigs, right? I pocket full of money, you know? And the natural oil patch lifestyle is you drink every night anyways, right? I got children and it doesn't look good, always in trouble, right? Running with the law and ending up in jail. And then, yeah, it just all goes downhill, right? Whether you're using, drinking, fighting, impaired charge. So I decided I was gonna quit being selfish. I came here because it's time to turn my life around. When I got here, I had to deal with the death right away. This is maybe my 5th day out. I had to do that, and it was a close family member, and it was really hard to deal with. And naturally, you wanna drink or do whatever your addiction is, right? Especially if that's the way you've been all your life, right? So it was a tough goal, but I managed. I'm here today, and funeral is today, and I'm still sober.
Kid has an amazing story. I mean, his story has, you know, even helped me in some ways, is to grow as a worker, you know. I grew up, you know, in Abbotsfield, and I knew how much these programs actually affected me. So I did my first year practicum. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to work with men. And when I started doing it, I realized of how much I was actually making a difference, because if I can show these guys, you know, a little bit of hope, then they can actually show their kids hope. And if I make a difference in one person, that's the reason why, you know, I chose to be here. When I listen to you guys, it affects me. I hear you guys' stories, and it has created, you know, since being here, it's created, you know, a little bit of experience for me.
Candace was excellent. The guys listened to her. And that's important, because I've also been in groups where people don't listen because, you know, the person's not treating them, you know, with the respect they deserve.
It creates change in you. You know, the stories that we share is we allow ourselves to grow.
Candace, she's a great girl. As a worker, you can walk in her office and tell her anything.
Has there ever been a story that someone has told you that affected you?
Oh, yeah.
They can get out of homelessness. They can stop all these drugs. They can stop drinking. and make a difference, and that's what keeps me here. Open my mind, open my heart, and willing to learn something. That's when I became accepting. I think about them constantly, where they're at. And sometimes I'll be randomly out in the street and they do stop me and say, hey, I remember you. And that's all I think I want, is that when they leave here, is that they at least remember me and know that I made some impact.
My lifestyle and my career doesn't really mix too well when I'm trying to deal with an addiction, so I might change my career a little bit and then go from there.
I'm pretty happy these days. I got it pretty darn good. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes that phone can be the heaviest things in the world,
It looks hard, it sounds hard, but it's not hard. You just gotta come knock on the door. That's what I did. It's like a miracle, maybe. Never believed in them, but I do now.
I had recently had a guy say, "Thank you for saving my life." And I'm like, whoa, I'm happy about that.
Many of the men that come to this facility arrive with nothing. They either come from life on the streets or from another detox facility. To be able to donate to this program or to learn more about the services that they offer, please follow them online. And while there, please join in the conversation for this episode by using the hashtag Road to Hope.